An EU official gave Mark Zuckerberg 24 hours to respond to Israel misinformation concerns. The IRS is asking Microsoft for $29 billion in back taxes. And what did NASA researchers find in those space rocks? It's Thursday, October 12th, and this is Engadget Today, the latest tech news with a touch of tranquility for your morning. Well, it turns out Elon Musk is not the only billionaire CEO receiving stern letters this week from Thierry Breton, the European Union's regulatory commissioner. Following a similar one to Elon Musk, Breton posted a single-page correspondence via CNBC that he penned to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg yesterday, giving the Facebook founder 24 hours to respond. The letter acknowledges areas where Meta's content moderation has improved, but raises concerns about misinformation, including deepfakes on the company's social platforms as the Israel-Hamas war continues. In the letter, Breton wrote, "In light of a number of serious recent developments, let me recall the precise obligations regarding content moderation under the EU Digital Services Act. Firstly, following the terrorist attacks carried out by Hamas against Israel, we are seeing a surge of illegal content and disinformation being disseminated in the EU via certain platforms. I urgently invite you to ensure that your systems are effective." Breton acknowledged the company's improvements in certain areas, but asked Zuckerberg to communicate with the commissioner's team without delay on the details of measures the company has taken to mitigate deepfakes and counter election-related misinformation. According to the Internal Revenue Service, Microsoft owes $28.9 billion in back taxes, not including penalties and interest. Microsoft revealed that it received a series of notices of proposed adjustment from the IRS for the tax years 2004 to 2013. In its filing, it said that it's been working with the IRS for nearly a decade to address the authority's questions about how it distributed its profits among countries and jurisdictions, and this is the agency's decision after a lengthy investigation. To be exact, the IRS audit centered around a practice known as transfer pricing, which legally allowed companies to allocate profits and expenses between their operations in different regions. Microsoft explained that a lot of large multinational corporations practice this cost-sharing scheme to reflect the global nature of their business. In its case, the subsidiaries shared in the costs of developing some IPs, which means that they're also entitled to the related profits. Now, critics of the regulation argue that companies frequently use it to minimize the taxes they have to pay by reporting lower profits in high-tax countries, and vice versa. Microsoft said it will pursue an appeal within the IRS, which typically takes years to complete, and will even contest any unresolved issues through the courts if needed. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft brought back samples from the asteroid Bennu, and in a live stream yesterday, NASA scientists showed what it found hanging out in the great vastness of the cosmos. Simply put, the agency brought back a fairly large sample collection of various sized rocks, dust particles, and intermediate-sized particles. The big news here is that not only is this the biggest carbon-rich asteroid sample ever delivered to Earth, but the 4.5-billion-year-old asteroid contained water as well. Now, these are the building blocks of life on Earth and likely everywhere else, so this is a big deal. Scientists will continue studying the sample for years to come to uncover more secrets held within the rocks and dust of the asteroid Bennu, which is an ancient relic of our solar system. NASA says it was formed anywhere from 700 million to 2 billion years ago after breaking off a much larger asteroid that was originally formed over 4.5 billion years ago. Due to its older-than-Methuselah status, these Bennu fragments could actually give us a window into how life started on Earth, thanks to the carbon and water already discovered, and any future findings. Thanks for listening. If you have a moment, rate and subscribe wherever you listen. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Will Shanklin, Mariella Moon, and Lawrence Bonk, and was produced by Spoken Layer. And as a reminder, you can listen to The Future later today on Engadget Tomorrow.